Here's a formula for stretching that will take your stretching game to another level. And today I'm going to demonstrate using the example of stretching the hamstrings. So you need something to push against: a ring, a scarf, a TheraBand, or your hands. And the first step is you want to align your pelvic plane. So your pelvic plane is your pubic bone and your two hip bones. And you want to keep that plane, if you're stretching on your back, you want to keep that plane parallel to the ceiling and the floor. Now it's important, a lot of us are tempted to stretch and to not maintain the pelvic plane. So my pelvic plane is not maintained right now, and I feel this stretch, and you can stretch like that. But what I'm suggesting is if you maintain the pelvic plane and you work from this point, even if you're only here, you will have more range in the long run. In the long run, you will have a lot more range. So that's the first step. Maintain your aligned pelvic plane. The second step is to lift up through the pelvic floor. So your pelvic floor is that diamond of muscle at the base of your pelvis, and you want to lift up through the pelvic floor towards your center point. And that is the muscular energy that will stabilize your pelvis, that will maintain the pelvic plane. And this is so important because as you are supporting through your pelvic floor, everything else can relax, especially the muscles around the hip socket. So the more that you support in your pelvic floor, the more that these muscles in the hip socket can relax. So that was step one, align your pelvic plane. Step two, support through your pelvic floor in order to support your aligned pelvic plane. And the third part, and this is the secret sauce, is you want to push while you pull. So align pelvic plane, support through your center, through your pelvis, and now you push in order to pull. You push while you pull. I'm pushing out through my foot while I pull. I'm pushing so hard, and you can push through different parts of your foot. When I push through the inside, I feel different muscles in my hip socket. Push to the outside. And what this is doing is you push while you pull. You can do it with your foot like this. It's making more space in your hip socket. You're creating more space by pushing while you pull. And the same thing goes if you were to stretch your hamstrings like this. You can push into your hands. And as you push into your hands, you're making more space in your hip socket. So you can push to the inside and the outside. You'll feel